Hey friends, welcome back to the Happy Homestead. I'm Amanda and today is Azure Standard Pickup Day. So I've already done my pickup. I know it's hard to see, but I got lots of stuff here that I'm gonna show you. If you're new to the channel or new to Azure Standard, it is a bulk buying co-op. Maybe it's the right way to say it. You don't have to spend any money to join. You just basically find a local drop. So this big tractor trailer truck kind of travels all across the country, and there's particular drops. There's multiple drops. I don't want you to think there's like 5 or 6, a lot of drops. And you find the closest drop to you, make sure it's within a driving distance that you're comfortable with. Go ahead and place your order, and then when the tractor trailer comes, you're gonna be there, you're gonna help unload it, and you're gonna get all of your goodies. I've been doing Azure Standard for, I think, close to 3 years now, and never looked back. I love the quality of the products. I love the differentiation even of the products compared to maybe what you can get locally in stores. And honestly, I love the convenience of the bulk buy so that I can store things in our own little grocery store of our pantry. So I'm gonna show you everything I got today, but along with that, I'm gonna do it a little differently today. I thought maybe it would be interesting for me to mention maybe how I'm gonna use some of these things, and honestly how I'm storing it, where I'm storing it. We do not have a big pantry. In fact, our pantry that came with our house is 23 years old. We're not the first people to have lived in it, but the house came with basically a small closet of a pantry. And we have since, in the last 2 years, turned our formal dining room, I say we, my poor husband, had no say. I turned our formal dining room into our pantry, and it works. And so I'm gonna show you basically what I got, how I plan on using it, and how I plan on storing it. So let's start right here with this counter. This is the second time I've purchased these, but this is a case, which is quantity 12 of organic sliced portobello mushrooms. These are 6.5 ounce cans. I love these. They are so versatile and they're just really great to have on hand. So I got a case of that. This is my second time ordering a case. And I think the first time I ordered it was probably about 3 months ago. I got 5 pounds of organic yellow potatoes, 5 pounds of organic red potatoes, and 5 pounds of organic russet potatoes. I also bought 6 pounds, these are supposed to be 2 3-pound bags of organic sweet potatoes. I need to take these out of the bag. So one thing you need to note, when you buy things from Azure, just about a lot of the produce comes in these plastic bags, and they have these zip ties. I try as best as I can to get everything out of the bag because essentially they've been in this cooled tractor trailer and moisture accumulates. So you really want to try to get I wouldn't say necessarily everything, right? Like these potatoes are okay, but certain things you're gonna wanna keep an eye on and get them out of the bag so that they can properly dry out. Now, back to what I was saying. This is 6 pounds. I did have 1 sweet potato that was going rotten. I've already thrown that in the compost, but all in all, 6 pounds of organic sweet potatoes. I also got 6 pounds of organic Fuji apples. I debated on getting the 25-pound box, but I think the 6 pounds is just fine for now. All right, making our way over here to the kitchen island. This is where a lot of this stuff is. I got 1 case, which is quantity 12, of this organic Portland brand ketchup. This is the first time I've bought a case, but it's the second or third time that I've bought the ketchup. Previously, I had just bought 3 bottles because I really wanted to try it. Now, I had heard all kinds of people talking about it, and even the reviews on the Azure website were phenomenal. It's basically water, tomato paste, vinegar, cane sugar, sea salt, and then some spices like onion, allspice, ground cloves, etc. So what I think everyone loves about this is that and what we love about it is that it tastes great, but there's not a whole lot of sugar. It's actually only 3 grams of sugar per serving size, which is 1 tablespoon. And Organically is only 2 grams of added sugars, right? So the other gram is from the tomatoes itself. So we got a case of these. My goodness, these 12 bottles will hopefully last us all of 2023 at this point. But knowing how my kids go through ketchup, we'll see. Along with the condiment route here, we got 3 of these organic Dijon mustards and 3 organic stone ground mustard. Again, we've purchased these before, quantity 3 each. They're delicious. I use them in almost everything from maybe a homemade salad dressing to a marinade. I mean, they're just delicious. Plus, I love the jars. These are glass jars. And I'm a lover of like repurposing and reusing things. And so as long as you can keep the plastic lid from cracking or breaking and dropping it, these are really great jars to have on hand too for storing other things. I have 1 quart, 32 fluid ounces of organic maple syrup. And before I placed my order, I went through my spice cabinet and any back stock that I might have of herbs and spices, and just try to understand what do I need to really get through the rest of 2023. I'm not a prepper. I'm really not. That might be surprising to some people, but we're really not preppers. I just loathe going to the store unnecessarily and purchasing foods that maybe don't have all of the ingredients or have, I shouldn't say that have ingredients I don't want. We try to stay away from seed oils, and I really try to stay away from packaged foods. So being able to purchase these whole foods, right, with the exception of some things, it's just a lifesaver for me, right? And it prevents us from going to the store and buying things we probably shouldn't. So before I placed my order, I went through the spice cabinet and I got 1 pound of organic garlic powder, 1 pound of organic whole peppercorns, 4 ounces, which by the way, 4 ounces of rubbed sage leaves is quite a lot of sage, so 4 ounces of that. And then the intent was to purchase 1 pound of organic onion granules. Now, this is not granules to me. The label says it is, but to me, this looks like powder. These are granules. So I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna contact Azure and make sure I can try to get the granules next time. I don't mind onion powder, but I find that granules, I don't know, I just love cooking with these. I find these so much easier to work with. Okay, I also purchased 20 pounds of organic yellow onions. I have been purchasing organic yellow onions for Azure probably almost every order I've ever done. They hold up so well. As long as you're storing them in a cool place, preferably even dark, they last a very long time. Now again, these are one of those things though that as soon as I get home, I want to make sure I'm opening the bag and really getting these put away where they're going to stay, their new home, so that we don't have a lot of moisture accumulating. Okay, so when I opened my boxes, I was like, well, wait a minute. I got my 10 pounds, right? My 20 pounds. But what is this? Why did I get this? And I went back to my order, and y'all, these were supposed to be red onions. I'm supposed to have gotten 3 pounds of red onions. So another miss by Azure at this point on this order, which is very rare. I very rarely have issues. But I'll contact them and hopefully I can get my red onions in my next order. Also got 1 32-ounce bag of the organic heritage oats. Just a much healthier version of Cheerios. Now, self-explanatory, I think, for just about everything so far with how we're going to use things. But I want to mention for the Heritage O's cereal, will be using them as cereal, but I actually am planning on using them to make some granola bars. So I will make sure and share that with you when that time comes. But I really thought that would be a fun snack for the kids for school or after school. I'm constantly looking for new ways and new ideas to get more helpful items in their body during snack time and diminishing the amount of money I'm purchasing on pre-packaged snacks. I also purchased 1 gallon of dish soap. I have been purchasing the Azure dish soap for a long time as well, and I keep getting the smaller quart containers. In fact, this is the one I have now, a 16 fluid ounce. I decided to bite the bullet today, or for this order rather, and get the gallon so I can just refill it and get it at a much better price. 2 pounds of organic chocolate covered goji berries. Sometimes you just need something sweet. Again, really good snacks for the kids and their lunches. They love these things. We love these things, me and my husband. So good. Splurged and got 2 pounds this time. Also purchased 1 pound of the mini semi-sweet chocolate chips. The mini ones are perfect for them to add to their oatmeal or really just anything, right? And I actually think this could be my brain just trying to make it work for me, but I think by using the mini chocolate chips, they may actually be getting a little less sugar per handful compared to, you know, the bigger chocolate chips. Again, that could be my mind playing tricks on me. Plus, by the way, I tried to order a pound of the regular chocolate chips and they were out of stock. They did not ship. And I think as of right now, they're still out of stock. So next time I'm buying the 5 pound bag. Also purchased 2 5 pound bags, so 10 pounds of organic long grain brown rice. We are out of rice, with the exception, I think, of some arborio and wild rice. So, and really those are the only 3 rice varieties that we keep in stock, which is the wild rice, arborio for risotto, and the long grain brown. That's it. So definitely wanted to get some more of that. 1 pound of organic fair trade cocoa powder. 2 10-pound bags of organic all-purpose flour. Again, probably self-explanatory for a lot of these things. But I need to tell you, the flour, I'm gonna put it in the freezer. I've talked about this before on videos, but whenever you buy ground flour, put it in the freezer just for a few days. Up to a week max is probably all that's needed, and it kills any eggs and larvae that could be in there. I know, it sounds disgusting, but let me tell you, it only has to happen once when you go to pull your flour out of the pantry. And if you're so lucky to have a clear container, either plastic or glass, and you see little bugs in there, that's all it takes, guys. It's that one time, and you'll never not freeze your flour again. So that's gonna go in the freezer. You know how they say the eyes are the windows to someone's soul? Well, I think seeing in my refrigerator is pretty revealing in our household right now, but I already have some things in here that from the Azure order. So rather than me pulling everything out, I'll show you this way. We got 5 pounds of organic carrots, quantity 2 of the Nancy's low-fat probiotic yogurt, and this is 32 ounces each. It's just the plain flavor. I love this, and my goal this year is to really learn how to make our own yogurt. Now, I know how to do it, but yet every time it's just not the right consistency. And I was trying it in the Instant Pot, so I'm gonna try it the old-fashioned way this time, but I loved having this on hand as a culture yogurt starter for making our own. We also got, what is this, 5 pound block of the Rumiano organic cheddar cheese. What I eventually will do is slice this into chunks, vacuum seal each chunk and throw it in the freezer. And then we just take a hunk or chunk out as we need it, shred it, slice it, however. And it's just a really great way to have some good cheddar on hand. Now, if you've been following along, you know that I'm a cheese maker and I try to make a lot of our own cheeses, but cheddar, Parmesan, and mozzarella are the three that our family uses the most, and it's hard to keep up with that demand. So being able to buy a really good quality cheddar is important to me. Okay, so there's a few more things that I purchased within the order that are in the freezer, and rather, again, than me going into the freezer and just pulling things out, I have my order pulled up here on my phone. I thought it'd be just easier to walk you through it. I did get one 40-pound bag of garden fertilizer. It's a granules. It's a Nutri-Rich organic fertilizer. 4:3:2 is the ratio, and that was only $21. So to me, that was a no-brainer, and I purchased 2 of those bags last year with great success, so I'm hoping for the same success this year. I also purchased 12 bags of 10-ounce, smaller 10-ounce bags of frozen broccoli. Broccoli is our favorite vegetable to have on the side. I add it into my kids' mac and cheese. We roast it, and so having some ready-made servings in the freezer just makes our life a little bit easier too. So 12 of those bags. I also got Nancy's sour cream. This sour cream is the best sour cream I've ever had. My family loves it. I got a case, which is 6 of 16-ounce each containers sour cream. They're in the refrigerator out in the garage. We also got 3 pounds of the Mary's organic chicken thighs and 3 pounds of the Mary's organic boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And the next few items I'm pretty excited about. So we got one 5-pound box of organic sliced peaches, one 5-pound box of organic frozen pineapple chunks, and one 5-pound box of whole frozen raspberries. So lots of exciting things coming this month here on the homestead, and those 3 things, the pineapple, peaches, raspberries, are going to be put to good use. And just hit subscribe and so you can keep up with that. Last but not least, I got 2 ducks. 2 frozen ducks. Mary's organic whole frozen duck. Approximately 4 pounds each. I got 2 of them. I have never cooked a duck in my life, but I have some recipes from a French cookbook that I am really dying to try. So of course I'll share that with you when that happens, but I'm excited to try something new, have a little bit different protein here in the house. So now I've got to get everything put away, and I'm going to share with you how I'm going to store some things. But before I do that, I wanted to give you the grand total. I don't usually tell you what I spend, but I think it's important for you to see the scale of everything I've purchased, the quality of everything I've purchased, and what I spent. And so that's my drum roll. Drum roll is $771. And so that was a big order. Again, this was the second order for 2023. I don't know that I'll have another order yet for another 5 or 6 months. So I realize that is a higher amount, but the beauty of Azure Standard is that there's no minimum. You don't have to place a minimum order, and there's certainly no maximum. It's really just about what you need in that moment. And all of this food is going to last us a long time. Again, a lot of it I'm hoping for the entire rest of this year. So a lot of you know I love these hanging bags for our onions. But with me having 20 pounds of onions, I don't have enough room to store them in the bags, nor do I have enough places to hang them. So these here are from my last order of onions, which was actually I think this might have been from January. So this was my January order. So that's all we have left. So now I'm gonna put my new 20 pounds of onions in a separate place because I wanna make sure I use these first. I have been loving spending time going to thrift stores, Habitat for Humanity stores, and even antique stores. And every time I go, I look for baskets. Really beautiful, big, well-made baskets. And I've gotten a couple of great ones, this being one of them, and I'm gonna store my onions in here. I am hopeful that these onions will last long enough until ours are ready to harvest from the ground that we're growing, which is approximately July, August. I have some sweet potatoes left from my previous order, but I've got a beautiful basket here that I'm gonna put these ones in. It's important that potatoes are stored in a cool environment and certainly well ventilated. So there is no way I would stack these potatoes just like I did with those onions. I really want these to make sure that there's no moisture and that there's no rot that occurs. Sometimes when you're running out of space like me, and I've got my case of mushrooms here, they're just gonna go on top of one of my bins or buckets and call it a day. This is essentially the pantry, the formal dining room that I spoke of. So we've got a chest freezer here full of all kinds of things, but it's really convenient to come from the kitchen and just get something. A lot of our canned goods, most of our canned goods. And then I've got the 5-gallon buckets that is full with, these ones are full with, I think, sugar, kosher salt, and then regular fine salt, all Redmond real salt. And then we've got our onions, some spaghetti squash, potatoes. We've got a lot of empty jars, my canner, all kinds of stuff in here. But I love coming in this room. It just brings me happiness because I know I can come up with a delicious, healthy meal at any moment's notice and not have to worry about compromising on ingredients. Remember I talked about the flour? Gotta get the flour in here. As far as the onion powder, garlic powder, sage, and peppercorns, I don't need to add them into my spice cabinet yet. The jars are getting low, but I don't have to open these and fill them yet. So this is gonna go in the back stock. Ketchup, forgot about the ketchup. That's gonna go in the front pantry also. So this is gonna go in our little closet of a pantry that we have. That's where actually the mustard, the cereal are gonna go also. I'm gonna jar up the goji berries, the cocoa powder, and the raisins. The maple syrup is gonna go in our extra refrigerator in the garage. And then the yellow, red, and russet potatoes are also gonna go in the refrigerator. We live in North Carolina and it is already in the 70s, if you can believe it this early. I just can't trust to store potatoes in any sort of room temperature setting. Even the sweet potatoes, I have to make sure I'm keeping a very close eye on. So I always store our potatoes in the refrigerator. Now for that brown rice, I didn't quite empty out that bag. There's a little bit left and I have another 5-pound bag. And so this is where some of the back storage comes in of where I store things like this, and I'll get that out for you. So I have a lot of these 5-gallon buckets with gamma lids, and they're all in a little closet under our stairs. So it's a great use of the space. My family may differ because the kids like to use that as a hideout, and I have to pull the buckets out every time they want to do it. But in those buckets are all of our wheat berries, right? We grind all of our own flours with the exception of the all-purpose. So we have hard red, hard white, soft white, einkorn, spelt. That might be it as far as the wheat berries, but we keep all of the wheat berries, our grains, and really just about everything that needs kind of a larger backstock in these buckets. And these lids help keep things sealed. So I don't have any rhyme or reason. I wish I did. I attempted that when I started this process, but it just became too cumbersome. So this bucket actually has, I think it's hard white and soft white, but it feels like there's a little room in here. And so that's where I'm gonna put our rice. So I just counted how many I had. I have 9 5-gallon buckets in there full of all types of things. And I really try to keep a mental note, if not even sometimes a list on my phone with what we have in backstock. So I'm not buying anything unnecessarily. I can't say that doesn't happen from time to time, but I really try to keep a good list of what we have. Everything is put away, and that is a job I'm very happy to have done. I have my counters back, kinda. They're a little cluttery in general, but at least the food is put away. Thank you for joining me today. If you are at all interested in checking out Azure Standard for yourself, seeing if there's a drop near you, and just kind of perusing and checking out their website to see what types of products they offer that you normally buy, click the link below and learn all about it. Thank you so much for your support and your time today. Stay healthy, stay well. Bye-bye.